includes statements. It's not surprising what their argument is because we've been hearing this official acts argument. But they also include statements like this, saying that he communicated with the vice president's official staff, members of Congress, to urge them to exercise their official duties in the election certification process in accordance with the position based on voluminous information available to President Trump in his official capacity that the election was tainted by extensive fraud and irregularities.
Yeah.
It's not true.
That's some spin, right? I mean,
how does the Supreme Court read something like that?
That's the problem. The argument that if he was within his scope, he's covered, that's potentially legitimate. But the twisting of logic and reality that Trump has to do to get there, to get what he did within the scope of the presidency, is facially ridiculous, right? He says, well, I was just calling the vice president and asking him to do his job. I was just calling the Georgia Secretary of State and asking him to do his job. No, he wasn't. I mean, we've seen the calls. We've heard the testimony. He's asking them to violate their oaths of office. That's where I think he's going to run into trouble. And there's one more thing that I noted about the brief. Donald Trump's lawyers make the mistake of saddling a decent argument about whether he's in the scope or not with a ridiculous argument, which is this impeachment argument, that he can only be indicted if he's been impeached and then convicted by the Senate. I don't know why they include that. They don't need that. And to me, that sinks the argument. So if I'm advising Trump's legal team, which I'm not, but if I'm advising any normal person, I would say leave out the lousy argument. Just bank on the good one here.
And that is included in here, though. We'll see how the Supreme Court responds to it.
It's going to be very interesting.
Thanks for responding to that new reporting and that brief. The Supreme Court has been making a lot of decisions for Americans.